Hello and welcome back to Minecraft All the Mods 10. So, last time we got our netherite pickaxe, all in preparation of going and getting some all the modium, which, if we go to that deep dark over there, we should be able to get. However, I have had a couple of thoughts. It would be terribly convenient if I could get either Fortune or Silk Touch on this pickaxe. There's also a couple other little things that would be nice to have before venturing over to the Deep Dark, and I think I'm going to take this episode here, see what we can do. So, for starters, enchants. Um, I can figure out which one exactly I want, you know, when I get to the point I can do enchants, because I don't even have an enchanting setup. We've gotten this far, I don't have an enchanting setup, and because this is a mod pack, a standard enchanting setup probably isn't going to be the best way to go about doing things. So let's just take a quick look. Let's type in Fortune, for example. All right. Oh, there is a Fortune. Let's see. What is that? 8? Fortune 8. All right. That comes from a quest, apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, let's just kind of go down the chain here. 4, 3. Here we go. All right, Fortune 3. Well, that's a big complicated way of doing things. Let's not worry about that. Ooh, there is the Ender IO enchanting. We would need just a bit of. That is not much at all. Book and Quill, Emerald, Lapis. Hmm. There's also the Mine Colonies Enchanter, not good about that. And there is the Mystical Agriculture Enchanter. Oh, right, there is Experience Essence. That is interesting. What do we need for Experience Seeds? Experience Capsules. Solium Ingot, Soul Glass. Because we are going to need the XP in order to do this no matter what. Let's see. I think I kind of want to go this way. There's 27 levels of enchantment cost on this. What if I were to do Silk Touch? That requires a slime ball. Only 13 levels. Let's take a quick look at the Aldemodium and see what we can get out of it. Alright, so what we want to look at is the raw Aldemodium. Here you are. Alright. So, let's see. Segmill. Okay, Sagmill appears to be the only way to get that, but if we were to do that, okay, so we can get a guaranteed 2 with that. Enrichment Chamber does stupidity. No. Sagmill, okay. So I'm gonna say Fortune is probably going to be the better bet. Just judging from what we would be able to do with the ore, because Sagmill is only a 33% chance of doubling. Oh, Enrichment Chamber would flat out give us 2, but that goes straight to the dust, which means we wouldn't get additional. Yeah, I'm going to say Fortune. Fortune is going to be the way to go on this one. So, if we want Fortune, we are going to want the Enchanter. What was that going to entail? Enchanter from Ender.io. Dark Steel, Diamond Book. Okay. dark. That doesn't seem too bad. We're going to need some obsidian, some coal dust, and some iron ingots. Or we could do straight with coal. But again, obsidian. I don't know what I have in the lines of obsidian. I have 1. I'm going to need at least 5 total. But hey, look, I have a tank. Let's quickly nap, because it was getting dark out. Alrighty. Now I should... just kind of do that. Alright. Tank. Bucket. And get obsidian get. Alright. We are going to need 5. So let me get this, and then we will be right back. Alright, just a moment or two later, and we have our obsidian. We are going to need some coal dust. So let's just grab a few pieces of coal, shove it in there. We'll grab... that's not the iron. Grab some iron. That was only 4. Oh, and that one, of course, ended up going overboard. Alright. Let's just shove this back in there. Alright, so that is going to make that. We needed a couple of diamonds and a book. Let's see. Can we just... we have the stuff we need for that. So, okay, we're just waiting on that. And then we're going to need to figure out how to get some XP without going terribly overboard. You know what? There is... what is it called? I have one in here. Data model. The blank data model. Okay, that doesn't seem too bad. Unfortunately, I don't know if we can get XP out of this. I think that's the main problem. However, I do think we can solve some other problems with that, maybe. Oh, it was only 4 I needed. Oops. Okay. Alright, we have our enchanter. Does the enchanter require power? The answer to that is no, so we're not going to stick that there. We're going to stick that, like, in the corner. We'll stick that in the corner here. Alright. So let's see, we're going to need a book and quill. Do I want a data model or a model framework? Kind of. Let's do that. Let's grab a piece of stone. I apparently grabbed 2 pieces of stone. That's fine. We'll just do this. We'll have a spare. Okay. Bam. Model framework. Alright. We've got that if we need it. Book and quill. I do not have a feather. Well, you know what? I have this data model. I could just go data model a chicken. I was going to do a cow, but chicken is just as viable. What do we got? Let's see. Because, see, I haven't been bothering with, much in the line of farming animals because I haven't needed the meat. But I was originally thinking cows because it was going to get me the leather I would need for books. However, chicken is just as viable an option. Because that'll get me the feathers that I need for the book and quill, which, if I'm going to use the enchanter, I will need just as much as the books. I do not see animals nearby. There's one over there. There's a chicken. Alright. Let's grab this. Should probably grab the jetpack to do this. Hello, chicken. Alright, chicken data model. You're going to need 6. We are going to need our deep learner. Oh, that goes into the curio slot too. Look at that. Alright. I hear an owl. Just gonna kill a few chickens. Really? Alright, there's still a chicken in that direction. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got far enough away from it. Any more chickens? I see a creeper. That's not a good thing. There's one way over there. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna grab another data model, I think. And I'm gonna grab the jetpack, fly around, get some chicken and some cow for the data models. And then we will see what we can get out of that. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and killing the last of the cows I need. Just like that. And I happen to be right next to the village here, so I will take the waystone home. There we go. Alright, so to start, let's get our jetpack off. Oh yeah, the deep learner actually goes in that slot for the deep learner. I don't know why it insisted on going in the curio slot, but once I had the jetpack in there, it was fine. Alright, let's get this stuff out of my inventory. Get the deep learner. You know what? I should put the bucket back in the backpack. Deep learner. Both of these basic models out. Deep learner back in the backpack. Alright, simulation chamber. Alright, I'm going to start with the chicken here, I think. Even though we don't have a particular need, we need prediction matrices. Let's see. Prediction matrix. Right there. Oh, glass panes. Okay. Easy enough. Let's grab a stack of sand, get that smelted into some glass. Make up some of those. I don't think we can get XP out of the simulation chamber, but I think it's at least worth giving a shot. And, this gives us all of the chicken and cow drops we will ever need, so we won't need to make a farm. Ever. Pretty much. We are going to need to figure out a way to get XP, though, if this doesn't work, which I don't believe it will. There are bottles of enchant... You know what? Let's finish the thing I'm working on first before moving on to other things. That's probably a good idea. Alright, let's toss that in there. Prediction matrix. A full stack looks good. Alright. We're going to let that run for a minute, and let's start looking at the other possibilities for XP. So, there are bottles of enchanting. That's a bottle of mint. Bottle O enchanting. Alright. So there's these experience droplets from mystical agriculture, which come from experience essence. Right, we looked down this chain once already. That requires these guys. Solium, I don't have that. What else do we got? I don't know anything about that. There's, of course, XP juice. Is there a way to get XP juice? Pretty much from XP. Alright, yeah. That checks. That tracks. Alright, what else do we got? Dissolution chamber, again. Let's see. There are a bunch of different liquid experiences. Bee Queen. Runic Enchanter. I do not know how to do any of that source. An XP fluid. XP comb. I'm probably going to have to make some sort of mob farm, is what I'm kind of assuming here. Alright, we have not gotten any of the stuff we need yet. How is our power doing? Because I have the reactor kind of set to a low power mode thing. It's on, but it is... Oh, looks like it's doing good. Because I'm only producing a little bit of power. I've got all of the rods set at 90%. So, I guess if it's handling it, it's handling it. That is ultimately the thing. I would like one, just so I can see what we're actually looking at here. Let's grab another stack of this. Because we're probably going to want to run a cow as well. We're okay on... Well, I could have just run Enderman, honestly, to see if we had XP as an option, but... Oops. Yeah, no, not really oops. It's more a matter of I had a bunch of ender pearls, and I'm going to need stuff from these animals eventually anyway. Launching runtime. Alright, data per kill 4. Okay, so it's... Right, variance penguin. Okay. Alright, I'm going to let this run for a little bit, and I will come back when we have some progress. Alright, we're back. We have a single chicken prediction, so we should be able to pop over here. Yeah, see, it's only going to give us those. That's about what I thought. Let's just go ahead and do that. We now theoretically have all the chicken products we are ever going to need. We should theoretically have cow as well. Alright, so that is a bust. Next possible concept. So, as you can see, I was getting some stuff ready for Lapis here, but, XP. Let's see, how exactly... XP gems? Where do these come from? I don't know. That's interesting. Alright. Potion of Ancient Knowledge. Experience gain. No. XP fluid. Fluid XP. Mob grinding utilities. Solid XP. What's this? A block of solidified experience. Very bouncy, much fun. Really? XP jelly to solidifier recipe. Fluid XP. Accepts any forge experience. Interesting. Alright, so we're probably going to have to go this route. Which basically means getting these experience capsules of Solium. Right, which comes from Solium blocks. I don't particularly care for that, because I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to burn a bunch of my own experience to fill them. It would probably be faster to just go out and earn a bunch of XP to get the looting I need. Or not the looting, but the, what's it called? The fortune. We're only able to get fortune 3 with this, so, I mean, that's 27 levels. It's a good amount, but it's not, like, ridiculous. But this is all just putting it on the things. Yeah, because we're going to need 6 levels to do that, too. I mean, it's going to be better in the long run if I make a farm. But I could just go out and earn some XP. I'm going to see about earning a bit of XP. Yeah, I think I'm going to see about just going and earning a little bit of XP. See how quickly I can manage that. I'll be right back. Alright, so my attempts at earning XP brought me into the Nether. I quickly ended up finding some of the soulstone and the soulium dust. So I ended up grabbing that stuff. I think I have enough to actually make what I need. Two, and I can sneeze. Alright, so let's head back. Yep, it is night, of course. Boinky. Alright, let's quickly take care of that pesky night problem. And we'll make these containers. I don't know how much XP it's going to take to fill them. Probably more than I have. I only managed to get 13 levels. Why did this not finish eating? There we go. Alright. Let's see. I need to turn that into the smooth variant. And then cook it down again. And that will let me make the glass. I think. Yeah. Or something like that, right? Yeah, smooth, and then... Okay. Do that. I am going to need... What were those even called? I don't remember what it was called, but it's part of the experience seeds. Here we go. Experience capsule. Alright. So we need 2 ingots each. I need 4 of them. This should be enough, right? Oh, those are prosperity ingots. Oh, man. That's going to be way worse. I don't have that much, do I? Maybe. I have enough for 10. And then I'm still going to need the seeds. This might not be the best answer after all. I might need to just go back to farming some XP. I might just go do that. Alright. Back to farming XP because I do not have the prosperity stuff for this. Be right back. Alright, back again. I basically just went down to the mines and vein mined a bunch of stuff that I figured would give me XP. I've gotten up to 30 levels. That's a fairly quick and effective way of doing this. Even if I am going to need to, like, process all this crap at some point. Don't need to worry about it this exact second, though. We can just kind of shove all that away for now. We are going to need some lapis, which I think I just put away. I don't know if that's enough. I had a bit more in there. That's probably enough. We're going to need some emeralds. We are going to need the book and quill. Book and quill, which we got the feathers that we needed for. There was only 1 book. We're definitely going to need to do some stuff to get some more books. Doot. Alright, is this backwards, or... it is. Okay, 27 gives us Fortune 3. There we go. I have 3 levels left. I'm going to need a bit more. Let's put these away. I have the Fortune 3, but I'm going to need 6 levels in order to actually put this on. So let's... I only stopped because I kind of ran out of pick. You can see I have very little on that steel pickaxe left. So let's grab another one. And we can do this one real quick on camera here, theoretically. If we just go down, as long as I don't really care, as long as it gives me the XP. As you can see, I kind of been burrowing out chunks here and there. I think I want to go down one more. I think if I get down to the deep slate stuff, there is... yeah, like this area here. Yeah, let's do this. Let's get this nickel, see if that does it. Yeah, there we go. I've got 11 levels. Oh, hey, and look, some more lapis. Gonna use a bit more of that until I get the seeds for them, which I have been setting up to do, but... Alright, so now we just need an anvil, and that is set. I can always get mending and throw it on this later. That'll be... I actually didn't end up needing the replacement pick, but you look at that. I thought for sure I was low enough I would need it, but... oh well. Alright. Let's, put this stuff away. Do I have an anvil? I do not appear to have... oh, yes I do, right here. No, that's a forge hammer. I don't have a... Alright, guess I'll just have to make one. It's not terribly difficult, especially with so much iron. Although, I gotta admit, my mouse clicks have been a little weird lately. I mean, I know it's been kind of doing that double up thing, but it's odd. Alright, anvil. I mean, we might as well stick the anvil right next to the enchanter, because that only makes sense. Alright, you and you. There we go, a netherite pickaxe. Fortune 3. That is as good as we're going to be able to get at the moment. It is getting dark, and we are kind of at the end of the episode. I do want to look to see if there is one other thing I can kind of do. Can I have some method not charging... okay. I can theoretically make an actually additions battery. Diamond... oh, that's going to be a whole tech tree, though. See, those guys don't charge things in the inventory. Because I'm a little concerned about the amount of power that my jetpack goes through. I did get some of the black crystal stuff that I need to make, oh, that's empowered. Oh, no, see, that's the whole way down the bloody tech tree, isn't it? And these guys just aren't going to do enough. That's empowered. Empowered. You're just going to use the regular, but still. Yeah, white crystals. That's the atomic reconstructor. That's just iron. I don't know. It's a thought. Alright, if I want to make the empowerer... display stand, redstonia crystal... I mean, this doesn't look too bad. I'll think about it. I've got time before I have to record the next episode. I'll think about it. I am either ready to go, or we will be making some sort of battery to recharge our jetpack in flight. I am not sure. But next episode, either way, we will probably, finally, be going to that deep dark and getting our Aldemadium. But that is going to do it for this episode. So, until next time, have a good one.